Hi, everyone. It's Katie with OceanCity.com, and I am here with Tim Montana, who is starting off Sunday on the Bolt stage. Tim, how are you?
Better than I deserve, thank you.
You are a very hard guy to get a hold of the past couple days. You are always on the run. Where are you now?
I just got in. Let me mute this. All right. How's that? Am I
I can,
back?
you're good.
All right. So where am I now? I am in Foxborough, Massachusetts, looking at Gillette Stadium. They're not going to sell a guy like me a razor, but okay.
You are actually playing in Connecticut tomorrow night and then coming right from there to Ocean City to play on Sunday, right?
Yeah, not a lot of sleep in the next. We'll get some sleep tonight. Last night we did not, but tonight we're going to stock up on sleep and then overnight into Ocean City, shower in the morning, 10:30 sound check. I think we play at 12:30. Am I correct?
Yes,
12 or
12:30.
12:30. Yeah.
You are actually kicking off day two, so it's up to you to like really keep the engine going in this town, okay?
Yeah, no problem. I don't know how your headliners are going to follow me. I'm just kidding. Nickelback's like, really?
I was gonna say there's so many great people that you probably had some inspiration in your music. Who would be like the number one collaborative like goal out of the people here in Ocean City this weekend?
Oh man, there's a ton. This is the coolest roster of acts I think I've seen, right? Like, I'm like, oh my God, all these guys I grew up in high school listening to are still going hard and still crushing. So there's a ton. My favorite band bailed, unfortunately, due to medical issues, Alice in Chains, and I've the last couple of years got to tour with Jerry last year, so I've become friends with the band, which was a dream come true, and we're maybe going to be doing some stuff in the studio. We shall see. But yeah, AIC's up there. But I mean, gosh, there's probably no one on your guys' roster I wouldn't do something with. Let's put it that way.
Did you guys hear that? Like everyone, everyone needs to
Royal
collab
Lynn's
with
even there.
Tim.
Royal Lynn's like my little sister. She's holding down the fort. What, tomorrow? I
I
think she
think she is tomorrow. I think she's on Saturday. Yeah.
she is rad. Go see her. She's awesome. And that's a girl that we toured with Seether and Skillet together, and then she was a girl that was like sleeping in Walmart parking lots in a motorhome. And I'm like, not only do you have the talent, but if you're willing to sleep in a Walmart parking lot in an old Winnebago with a bunch of tattooed dudes, like you got it, right?
You
Like
know
that's the
what?
grind.
Like think about like how far you've come. Like speaking of like that, like working as hard as you guys do. Like think about how far you guys have come and like what do you think about like your success? Like you're a rock star.
Yeah, I mean, we just keep going, and we're fortunate every year to get out here and get to play shows and get on these awesome tours, and um, yeah, it's just yeah. I don't think you ever sit. It's weird. We're in a business where you like don't often sit down and be like, I don't know. You got to kind of make yourself reflect, but without feeling like arrogant or something. I guess I don't know. I'm like to me, I'm just like a father of four that gets to play music for a living, so I'm fortunate, you know. But then I go like my hometown and stuff. I moved back to Montana. We have that lodge up there, and people up there are just like bonkers. Going to the Walmart in Butte, Montana is aggressive. My
I think
kids always
that's
guess on
everywhere.
how many people are going to stop me in Butte Walmart is pretty funny. So
Well, speaking of you have kids, like do your kids ever humble you? Like you're a mega rock star and your kids are they ever like impressed or are they just like, Dad, come on, like check my homework. Let's go. Sign this permission slip.
yeah, they're some of my biggest critics. Here's the funny thing: this van has my logos on it. Um, my teenage daughter will not allow it within a block of her high school. My boys that are 9 and 13 beg me to pick them up in it because they want their friends to see dad that I'm their dad. And some of their kids at school don't believe them. But my teenage daughter is like, people always ask her, and she's like, yes, he's my father. She's 17, right? She's like, that too cool for dad moment.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I love playing songs for them because they're very much into music. And I was so excited a couple years ago. My daughter got into grunge music. She got out of her Harry Styles, Taylor Swift phase and discovered Nirvana and Alice in Chains. And it was really cool. And I got to take her to Bonnaroo and introduce her to Dave Grohl and Pat Smear. And she's got to meet
Wow.
Terry Cantrell. And so I hope, someday she'll look back and realize that that was pretty cool. That I also wanted to meet those people when I was 17, but I had to wait till I was a lot older to do it. So.
Well, you really are cool dad status then.
Yes, yes, sometimes cool dad status. She does harass me about my outfit, like my stage outfit. She's like, "Yo, Boomer, you can't dress like that." And I'm like, "Okay, Junior, like, what do you want me to wear? So then we go into Zoomies in Missoula, Montana, and I asked the kid, what is everybody wearing right now? And he's like, Jinkos are back. And I'm like, well, I just turned 40. I can't bring back Jinkos into my life. Just don't think it's the thing. So yeah, I do constantly get wardrobe judgment from my kids. They're like, what are you wearing? I'm like, I don't know. I'm really bad at picking outfits.
They like to humble us in the sweetest of ways, you know.
Yes.
Well, I do know you've just had a new album come out, Savage. Tell us about it. Tell us what we're going to hear on it.
Yeah, so Savage broke all my expectations. It's probably my sixth or seventh studio album that I've done. And my second that I've done with Broken Bow, which is BMG Records. And then this one went on to rock radio and like exploded and kind of the devil, changed everything for me. I've been doing this since I was a teenager, right? Performing talent shows, played my first show at like 14 and just like that was what I always wanted to be was a performer. And finally at 39 years old, it blows up on the rock and roll charts. And I'm like, wow, finally my back hurts. I thought I'd be younger.
Well,
But
good things come to those who wait, right?
right, right. I always tell people like when I was a teenager, I was like, all right, if stuff doesn't work out by the time I'm 40, maybe I'll do something else other than music. Then I'm like, hey God, 39 and a half. You got a good sense of humor. I like that. Um, so yeah, and then Savage came out and they were both top 10 songs. And then Loudwire did an independent study and the most played song on rock and roll radio last year in the US was Savage. And I'm like, that is wild. That stat. So yeah, so we went back to the stuff I was listening to when I was a teenager. I mean, I grew up in a single wide trailer in Montana with an outhouse out back, and I listened to grunge music, and that was like what it was. And it's so funny that years later, I did this country rock thing, kind of ZZ Top thing, and then the minute I went back and was like, I'm gonna write music that 15-year-old me fell in love with, it hit. And I was like, wow, okay. So yeah, and it's funny how this music comes full circle. You're seeing it in the country music format with some of these guys that sound like Alan Jackson are starting to pop. And I'm like, that's the 90s. And now Creed is selling more tickets than they ever have. And Nickelback's back. And the guy, look at the festival this weekend. Like these people are selling massive amounts of tickets. And it's
It's
cool
the
that my kids are into
nostalgia.
the music that I grew up listening
Yes,
to. It's really neat.
I love it. I love it. I know you guys don't really know your set list until sometimes like the couple minutes beforehand, but what will you be playing for us? Do you have like an idea of like a couple songs so
Yeah,
far?
I'm really excited. I'm going to drop two new songs on you guys that aren't even released yet. Um, So we worked those up for the tour. I'm writing for a new album right now, so I'm like, let's try these two out. Let's run them. So that's gonna be really fun. And then you'll hear Devil, Savage. You'll hear a good bit of the Savage album. And then my song that was kind of a viral thing with Charlie Sheen was mostly Stoned. We got that on the set list. So that one's gonna be on there, and it should be fun.
Well, we can't wait to have you. We're going to see you Sunday on the Bolt stage at 12:30 to keep the festival going on day two. Tim, thank you so much for joining us at oceancity.com.
Thank you so much for having me.
Safe travels. Have fun up in Connecticut, and we'll see you in a couple days.
Yeah, sorry again for me missing the first call. I hate that I did that. So if I see I owe you a beer or a coffee, let me
You,
know. Come find me.
you owe me.
All right,
See
thanks.
you later. Bye.
Bye.